Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you are having a wonderful, food-filled day with your family and loved ones. We've got kind of an interesting video for you today. It's not something I ever thought that I would actually do, but it is an idea that's been kicking around in my cranium for pretty much since I started the channel. Before I started? A while. And I'm not sure how it's gonna go, to be totally honest. It could be a total train wreck. Probably. But I'm still really excited. You saw the title. You know what day it is. I'm gonna be cooking you something. Lord have mercy on my soul. Obviously, I can't cook from the comfort of my desk chair as much as I wish I could. So let's skedaddle on over to the kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen! The echo is gonna drive me crazy in editing. I just know it. But here we are! I'm really doing this, aren't I? When Jonathan is traveling to the Count's castle, he talks about enjoying 4 distinct dishes. Paprika Hendl, Mamaliga, Impletata, and robber's steak. I am gonna try my hand at making all 4. I can't guarantee they're gonna be good. I can't guarantee that I know what I'm doing, but you know, when has that ever stopped me from doing anything? So let's go. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous to work with eggplants for the first time in a video where everybody could see if I made mistakes. Also, speaking of mistakes, don't knock my chopping skills too much because I learned everything I know about cooking from the Food Network. So, you know, blame Gianna De Laurentiis and Bobby Flay because it's all their fault. I'm just gonna cut the eggplants in half, and then I'm going to take a smaller knife and score the eggplants. The recipe said in a crosshatch, so that is what I did because I am a sheep to the recipes. And this is going to help to kind of suck all the kind of bitter ucky juices out of the eggplant. Wow, ucky, that is a professional culinary term too, just so you know. And then you just put it upside down on these paper towels and leave it for about 30 to 60 minutes and let it just suck out kind of the bitterness from the eggplant. I don't know food science, I am just trusting strangers on the internet. Alrighty, first things first, I need to get my eggplants for my impletata in the oven. Where's the baking sheet? I don't know. I'm still learning where everything is in this kitchen, and I helped put everything away, so. Ooh, that's an ugly sound. I can't even imagine how that's gonna sound in the editing room. Alright, I have had my eggplants over here drying for about, honestly, it's probably been about an hour and a half. It says 30 to 60 minutes. I had errands to run while they were drying, so it's been about an hour and a half. Let's check on them. Okay, but like, this is actually really cool. So, I don't know if you can tell, but some of the bitter juice has been sucked out of the eggplants. So now I'm going to put them on my little baking tray and then put them in the oven to roast for about 40 minutes. And then while those are roasting, I have 2 more that I need to put on the baking tray. While those are roasting, I'm gonna get working on some paprika Hendl. I'm so excited. Okay, let's go. I had for dinner, or rather supper, a chicken done up some way with red pepper, which was very good but thirsty. Memorandum, get recipe for Mina. I asked the waiter, and he said it was called Paprika Hendl, and that, as it was a national dish, I should be able to get it anywhere along the Carpathians. Now, the recipe that I'm really using for the Paprika Hendl did not have red bell peppers in it, but I found another one that did, and honestly, I really like bell peppers, so I decided to just go ahead and add 2 to the Paprika Hendl. And I'm gonna hope that that is enough because I don't really care for the texture of cooked peppers. I'm hoping it's going to add some of that sweet pepper flavor to the Paprika Hendl. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dice these up because I know Miranda likes small pieces of stuff in her more stewish foods, and I'm the same way, so we're just gonna chop them, and then we're gonna julienne them and then dice them up nice and neat. Again, don't if you don't like my chopping skills, blame professional chefs on television. Honestly though, any knife skills I have learned from Gordon Ramsay, so chef, it's all your fault. I'm kind of getting everything sliced and diced like horny teens in a horror movie, so yeah, once I get all the chopping done, we can put it all together. So we pretty much got onions 3 ways. We got sliced and pretty much diced for our paprika Hendl. Then we have for our robber steak, they are thicker because they are going on skewers. And then we also have 1 diced onion for our impletata stuffing, which I'm going to get started on. Let's do it. So yeah, onions 3 ways. I'm getting the sense that they really like onion, which, like, me too. Yum. I had for breakfast more paprika and a sort of porridge of maize flour, which they said was Mamaliga, and eggplant stuffed with forcemeat, a very excellent dish, which they called Impletata. Memorandum, get the recipe for this also. Moving on to our filling for our impletata. I am very excited about this because I love stuffed anything. Stuffed mushrooms, stuffed peppers, stuffed stuffing, whatever. And it also starts right off with onions and garlic, which just tickles my little Asian heart so much because that is the basis for all delicious food, is onions and garlic. So we're gonna get that going and let the onions cook a little bit until they become nice and soft. And then we are also gonna add in chili flakes because the recipe said that they were optional, but you know, why not? I'm gonna take it to mean put chili flakes in your filling. So we're gonna just hope and pray that it's delicious. And then once again going to wash our cutting board because we are not disgusting. Not disgusting. How are you running, happy campers? Okay, so we're about to finish off our impletata filling. I have some Roma tomatoes here, which I chopped off camera because I kind of forgot about them. So we're gonna put these in. And then we have our spice mix for our seasoning. I will put the measurements on screen, but it is some of our Hungarian sweet paprika. The recipe didn't specify sweet or hot, so I'm just using sweet because that's what I have. And then it also calls for savory, which I was not able to get in time, so I'm substituting sage, as well as some thyme and some marjoram. Marjoram, not margarine, marjoram. I've never cooked with these spices before, so let's see how they go. So we're just gonna put them in here. And then I'm also gonna add in some tomato paste. So, don't show the brand. Some tomato paste. We're gonna put that in, stir it up, and see how it looks. Ah, I'm so excited! Alright, we're gonna add our ground beef to our impletata mixture, and let that brown up. At the same time, we are cooking our peppers and onions for our paprika Hendl. We've got the Hungarian sweet paprika in there, we've got some flour in there and some butter. The recipe reads to me like we're kind of making a roux to kind of base the rest of the dish around. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Gonna be totally honest, I don't think 2 tablespoons of butter is enough. It's got a lot of real estate to cover. 2 tablespoons of butter, really? Okay, recipe, okay. Alright, I'm gonna add the chicken stock and water to our paprika Hendl. A cup of each. It should calm my troubled heart. So things smell good at least. At least it smells good. Can't go wrong with onions and garlic, so we're doing our best. Alrighty, we're gonna take the flesh out of our eggplants. These have been playing for a while. So we're gonna take the flesh out of the eggplant, very carefully because we don't want to damage what's going to be like our vessel for our food. So we'll take the eggplant flesh out and we're going to add it to our impletata mixture. So here we go. Here is our impletata. I'm going to put it in the oven. I did not add the eggplant flesh to the mixture because honestly it kind of scared me. So it's my food, I can do what I want. So I'm gonna put this guy in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Our paprika Hendl is nearing completion. It's only got 12 minutes left. And then we're gonna get working on our Mamaliga and our robber steak. I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Don't break my pan, don't break my pan. Okay, I added the chicken and the paprika Hendl along with water and the chicken stock. I'm gonna add a little bit more of both because another recipe said to make sure the chicken was covered. So I'm gonna add half a cup of chicken stock and water. Pray for me, guys, pray for me. Now I have to bring the paprika Hendl to a boil and then let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. So I think I'm gonna get started on our robber steak. Good plan, mate, good plan. I dined on what they call robber steak. Bits of bacon, onion, and beef, seasoned with red pepper and strung on sticks and roasted over the fire, in the simple style of the London cat's meat. Robber steak is actually the simplest recipe because literally it's just a kebab. It is street food, which is just a lot of fun to make as well. Also, it didn't specify any type of cut of steak, so I'm just using eye of round because that's what was cheap and available. So that is what I decided to use. I also like that it's kind of a thicker cut because I like my meat on my kebabs to be a little thicker, and it'll go well with the thick cut onions that I have also prepared for this dish. Alrighty, we are getting started on our Mamaliga. Jonathan in the book describes it as like a porridge. The recipes I found, it looks like polenta. So we're just gonna try it out. It should be really easy. It's just cornmeal and stuff recipe here. And then I also have some sour cream and some feta cheese that we can add to it. So yes, Mamaliga. Our paprika Hendl is almost done. We have 2 minutes left, and then we have 20 minutes left on our impletata. So let's get our Mamaliga going. So excited. Needs to go to a rolling boil first though, so we'll be here for a minute. This is what my paprika Hendl is looking like. I'm going to take it off the heat now, and then once it cools a little bit, I'm going to add the sour cream to it, which will hopefully thicken it up. So it's got the right consistency. Alright, so for the Mamaliga, it's asking for kosher salt. I don't have any, and I didn't buy any because I didn't want to. It also asks for coarse yellow cornmeal. I don't know what the difference is. So I didn't notice it said coarse until I was rereading the recipe this morning, so hopefully this will work fine. I did get unsalted butter, so that'll be good. Once this comes to a rolling boil, we are going to add the butter and salt, and then we'll add the cornmeal slowly and gently. If you've ever made like a porridge or like polenta, you gotta do it nice and gentle. I say this like I've just watched people. I watch the Food Network, that's what I do. Also, our paprika Hendl is off the heat now. I'm letting it set for a sec, and then I'm gonna add the sour cream, and that will be done. And then our impletata has 15 minutes left. I'm actually gonna check on that. I should check on it. That looks so good. Okay. I'm gonna give it about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna start putting together our robber steak. Because I'm gonna try broiling it. It says put in your oven on grill. I don't have a grill setting on my oven, so we're gonna hit broil and pray. As I've been planning and prepping this video, I've started thinking a lot more about Dracula as a character. Not so much the book, because I've talked about the book plenty, But the character, he is the second most adapted literary character of all time. Sherlock Holmes is number 1, which should not be surprising. Dracula is number 2, which is really fascinating to me because he doesn't have a lot of page time in the book. Past chapter 4, we only see his influence, and then he comes back in like right at the end. So it's like, what is it about this character that has made him so infamous? I was gonna say beloved, I don't know if I'd call him beloved, but so infamous and so adaptable. The first thing that I kind of thought of was the power that Dracula has. He has incredible influence over people. He has the power to spread that influence over like entire countries and oceans. Like he's influencing Renfield, like before we even meet Renfield. He's kind of tapping into his mind, and he's communicating with him through like flies and other creepy crawlies. And that's over like 6 countries and an ocean. Well, the English Channel, but whatever. He also has incredible power over the people that he meets. He's got that kind of like entrancing stare, and that he's a very like intimidating, powerful figure. He is also incredibly cruel. There's this fantastic moment in the book after Jonathan realizes that he's being held captive, where he is demanding that he be allowed to leave. And Dracula very nonchalantly says, okay, you can leave. He opens the door of the castle, and there are wolves waiting in the courtyard who like start slowly approaching the door, and Dracula's like, go on, get out. Go on, leave. I dare you. Don't you want to leave? I thought you wanted to leave. Leave. Come on, I'm not stopping you. And Jonathan is like almost thrown to the mercy of these wolves until he tells Dracula to just shut the door. And so he does. And that Dracula's control over the wolves is seen again. After, I think this is before the wolves at the door, there's a moment where Jonathan is looking out of his window and he sees this peasant woman come up to the castle and start banging on the door and like screaming for her child to be released because Dracula has taken her child and it's gotten eaten. And she comes and she's banging on the door and she's like, give me back my child, you monster. And then Jonathan just hears this whistle from above him and wolves descend upon the woman. And after a moment, it's all is quiet again. So just Dracula's immeasurable cruelty and his complete nonchalance about it too. Dracula is the most like unbothered most of the time. He's what I refer to as a dapper villain. Dapper villains are one of my absolute favorite tropes, and it is this well-spoken, well-mannered, usually handsome individual who also has incredible capacity for cruelty and evil and is completely nonchalant while doing it, until there inevitably comes a moment when the dapper villain is like all of his plans have fallen apart and he devolves and shows kind of that true villainous side. Dapper villains are also usually cowards, which we see with Dracula as well when he flees from England and heads back to Transylvania. Honestly, he's probably one of the first, if not the first, dapper villain. He's also incredibly clever, especially when it comes to Lucy, how he finds a very clever way to get into Lucy's house after it has been vampire-proofed at the expense of poor old Paprika. Good boy, he's a good boy, poor old Paprika. But the fact that Dracula is clever enough to utilize that tactic, and I'm not going to say what, go read the book if you haven't, I love that moment. It is so out of the box and it is so smart. We're boiling? We're not yet boiling. Come on, I want to cook. Another trait of Dracula that I don't feel like gets brought up enough is his raging narcissism. He is a narcissist, which I absolutely love about him. He's very proud of himself. He spends like a whole page and a half monologuing to Jonathan about where he comes from and his family and his lineage and how his people are like great warriors, which you know, to be fair, they are and they were. And then at any time somebody messes with one of Dracula's toys, he gets, that's where we see that true side of the dapper villain come out, where he just freaks out and screams. Like when his brides are trying to attack Dracula, he literally throws one of them across the room. When, you know, Van Helsing shows up to try and save Lucy, I genuinely don't think Dracula cared at all about Lucy or like wanted her to be a bride or whatever. She was just a convenient snack that he continued to feed from until people got in his way. And that's when the gloves came off. That's when he hung up the cape and was ready to fight. I don't think he would have cared if people hadn't started getting in his way. And we see that with when he attacks Mina as well. He only goes after Mina because the men are going after him. And he's like, you want to mess with my stuff? I'll mess with your stuff. And little does he know, well, no, he does know. He does know that Mina is getting in his way. So not only does he punish the men for messing with his stuff, he also punishes Mina for helping them mess with his stuff. Another great moment in the book where we see this kind of mask slip a little bit. It doesn't come all the way off. It's not a bride situation. It's not a Lucy situation. Is when Jonathan is stuck in the castle and he sees these men down below who are loading Dracula's coffins and taking them away. He throws them down some letters to deliver for him. And one, I think, is to his boss, and the other is to Mina, and he writes the letter to Mina in shorthand because he knows she'll be able to read it, but Dracula won't. And then Dracula comes in later and is like, hey, I came across these funny little letters. Yeah, my servants gave it to me. And one of them is to our mutual friend, your boss, so of course I'll send that one out. But the other, and he opens it up to look at it, and he says, the other is an insult to hospitality and to friendship. But of course there's no name on it, so it couldn't be yours. I mean, I'll deliver the other one because clearly it's yours, you signed it, and you know, you are my friend, and I'll have that one delivered for you. But this one, we'll just throw this one in the fire. Then he throws the letter to Mina in the fire. And it's at this moment that Jonathan realizes he's truly trapped and he's truly alone. And the Count also now, I think he knew before this point, but now he's sure. It's like, this man knows what's going on. And now he really can't leave. Which, the moment with the letters is one of my absolute favorites. The whole castle section does not get enough screen time in any adaptation, does not get enough love at all. It's so tense and it's so scary. Like, the first 4 chapters of Dracula could and should be their own movie. It's fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited. Dude, it smells so good in here. I'm so freaking excited. I think once we get it in and get it started, this should be done, and we'll get working on our robber steak, which, truth be told, I wasn't gonna do because I kind of forgot about it. And also, it involves bacon, and my roommate can't eat bacon. But I could not do it. I couldn't. What kind of Dracula fan would I be if I left one out? So I'm gonna make it, and I'm making it with turkey bacon because, truth be told, I do like turkey bacon. My roommate loves turkey bacon. I'm sure it'll be fine. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Have I ever told you guys that I get paid to stab children for a living? So building these skewers, you know, it's familiar. It's comforting. Also, I am doing what the recipe suggested of doing a piece of steak and then 2 pieces of bacon and 2 pieces of onion, and then just going all the way to the top, making sure they are nice and even and pretty, because we want to eat pretty food.
Okay, so the Mamaliga may be a little rough. Remember when I said you should add the cornmeal gently, and with dishes like this you have to be kind of, you know, slow and methodical? I started off by dumping half a cup in, just because So it might be a little rough. I'm hoping the cheese and the sour cream will fix it a little bit. Anyway, things are wrapping up right now. Our rubber steak is in the oven. I bought one more thing to kind of go with our meal tonight. Let me grab it. The wine was Golden Mediash, which produces a queer sting on the tongue, which is, however, not disagreeable. They don't actually make Golden Mediash anymore. It was one from a very specific area, and they don't make it anymore. I looked. Also, I don't drink, so it's just a bottle of sparkling white grape juice cocktail from Concentrate. And in case, I've actually never had this version before, so in case it's disgusting, I also grabbed a bottle of one that I know that I like. So, yeah. Anyway, alright, so here is our Thanksgiving feast. We have our Impletata, we have our Paprika Hendl, we have our Mamaliga, and in the oven, finishing up right now, is our rubber steak. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Also, I did forget to mention that, I think I forgot to mention, all of the recipes called for paprika of some kind except for the Mamaliga. Paprika Hendl very specifically calls for Hungarian sweet paprika. So I made sure to get some, duh. I'm not a spice knower about her, but everybody says that sweet paprika is very, very different from normal paprika, so make sure to get that. And for the other dishes that call for paprika, I use the same kind. So, yeah. Also, the robber steak is coated in the paprika and garlic and olive oil. So, yeah. Let's get Miranda in here and let's try some food. I coaxed Miranda into coming in and trying everything. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? About what's in anything. Spoon. Okay, where do you want to start?
Let's start with, okay, I've been most curious about this eggplant.
Okay.
I want to try this eggplant so bad.
Alrighty. Okay. You ready? Cheers.
Okay, the eggplant kind of gives it like a sweetness to it.
I really like the eggplant with it.
Oh my god.
I was worried about the eggplant's texture.
I would too.
So,
No, that's really good.
I've never had eggplant and I don't like most gourd.
No, the eggplant adds like a little bit of a sweetness to, and it explodes the flavor.
Yeah, and it's very soft. Because, and I think I told you earlier, you roast it and then you bake it.
Yeah.
So actually really good. I'm very surprised.
As I go for a second. Okay, napkin.
Wipe your spoon. We're not heathens. But we are morons. Then we try the paprika Hendl.
This looks like curry.
Kinda. It's very stewish.
You know what this looks like? Sorry to cut you off.
Go.
This looks like where Jonathan goes into the club and this is what they serve him.
It's exactly. That is exactly what it is. She's watched movies. I've made her watch these movies.
I'm cultured.
Yeah. But bunch of onions in this, red bell pepper.
Why so much onion?
That's in everything. I don't know. I used 4 onions through everything.
Good lord!
So, I didn't need 4 onions, but I used them. So.
Alright, bon appetit. Oh, that is spicy.
Yep. It's a little spicy. There's chili flakes in it, which I forgot about.
That is really spicy. I mean, I can handle spice.
I believe Jonathan describes it as being very good but thirsty, which I think
salty.
means spicy.
Oh.
Or he needed something to drink, or it made you thirsty.
It's good though.
So
that's really good.
I'm glad I added bell peppers because I wasn't going to, because one of the recipe I chose to use didn't use bell peppers. I'm glad I did because you have that bell pepper flavor.
Yeah. That's really, you know, it's weird because the aftertaste is even better.
Yeah. So really good.
Yeah.
I think, and this might just be the Asian in me, but it was also kind of recommended. You can't eat it on top of rice. I think I'm gonna do that. Right. So
we are doing that.
I think I'm gonna make a pot of rice after this. Okay.
Oh my god.
Now, yeah. Okay, Mamaliga. This is probably my fail of the night. The texture is, yeah, it's very cornbreadish, which it's not supposed to be.
For people, it's better to describe it. It looks like grits, but dry.
Yeah. So, and it has been sitting here for a minute because it finished a minute ago, but it's first time for everything. And then it's got sour cream and feta cheese in it.
All right. Quickly. That's hard.
The taste isn't terrible.
No. But it could definitely be softer.
The texture is terrible.
Yeah. It could definitely be softer. But it has potential.
I really like the feta cheese in it too.
Yeah, I think maybe if you add a little bit more water.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Because that is
Yeah.
good.
It took my water so long to boil because I didn't have the oven up high enough.
That's fair.
I think some of the water cooked off before I put the cornmeal in. I did put a little more in, but I mean, I cooked down.
We're having dinner here soon.
Alright, and then...
Oh, we each get. Oh no.
You don't have to eat the whole thing, but...
See, I'm not a kebab fan.
Yeah, you're also not a red meat fan, which I did not know until yesterday, so...
Well, you know my reasoning.
Yeah.
So.
But really simple, and then it's, you rub...
How do you eat this?
Very carefully. You rub our Hungarian paprika and garlic over it with a little bit of olive oil, and then bake it. Bake it. I put it in broil for about 7 minutes.
Is this paprika or chili flakes?
Paprika. So it's just paprika and garlic.
So how do I do this?
Watch.
Okay, so you don't go stick. Because I was totally gonna do that.
Hold.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Turkey bacon was definitely the best choice.
It could be a little crispier. It's a little wobbly, but
I can't have pork, so we substitute it with, or she substituted it with turkey bacon. I think this is so much better than bacon.
yeah,
Because turkey bacon already has its own distinct taste already.
it really does.
But then having like the meat and the onion, I didn't think I was gonna like the onion.
I was really worried that the onion wasn't going to be cooked enough, but it is. It's nice and soft.
There's a little bit of crunch to it, which is appreciated.
Yeah, it's not too soft.
Shit, why did you make this?
Because it's Thanksgiving!
This is so good, and we're about to go to dinner.
We are about to go to dinner. But, you know, leftovers. Exactly.
So,
alrighty.
how long did this took you to make?
Start to finish, maybe 4 hours.
What's your favorite dish to cook? And you will provide to keep feeding you. Oh my god!
I think my favorite to cook was probably the Paprika Hendl. I'm used to cooking stuff like this anyway, because I'm Asian. It's kind of curry-ish, like you said. Really, really good. Actually, I really like making the impletata. I've never worked with eggplant before in any capacity.
My favorite is between this and this. Hence why I keep going back. I need to stop.
I'm really surprised at how good the impletata turned out. But I really love stuffed mushrooms, and stuffed peppers and stuff. Stuff. I think it's safe to say that she likes it.
No.
No.
It's mediocre up there.
Shut up. I think I'm gonna try to make Mamaliga again.
Which one that one?
The
one I'm digging
the
into?
grits.
Yeah, I think we need to do that one again.
Yeah. So,
Give it another shot.
cause like it came together the way it was supposed to. It's just lumpy and too thick.
Yeah.
So, but I am surprised at how well everything else went. Pleasantly so. Pleasantly surprised. I almost forgot our golden mariachi. I'm gonna go enjoy this and I don't know, probably reread Dracula. So, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. See you soon. Ooh, this one has like bunch of like extra notes and stuff. This is why I get multiple copies of this book. There's chronology, introduction to further reading, a note on the text, and then appendixes. Ooh. Anyway, I love it.
That's okay. I can always cut the frame.
I ain't mopping. I ain't mopping.
Good, that's what you deserve.
Everyone's like, why do you have so many copies of Dracula? Because it's pretty. I actually thought it was one in a used bookstore. I love it. It's so cool. It's so cool. Look at that. It's so cool. If you are looking for something different to spice up your Thanksgiving with this year, go ahead and try some of these recipes. Again, they're all linked down in the description. It's got our seal of approval at least, and I will also mention if I changed anything or added or subtracted anything from any of the recipes as well. You are eating that right in my ear.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
It was for a bit.
I know it was for a bit, man. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry.
And we do the pop version of Dracula, which is my prettiest. Oh, and it's got one of my favorite quotes on the back. Oh, I love these so much. The world seems full of good men, even if there are monsters in it. Oh, Memento Mori, my queen, the queen of my heart and soul.
Oh, I love this book.
I love Dracula! There are pictures, Mom. Oh, that's so neat. Oh, I love. Oh, there's more. Oh, look at the cathedral at Whippy Abbey. Not Whippy Abbey, at Carfax Estate. Oh, that's so cool. I love books with pictures in them. Let me know if you want me to do a video where I just go through my copies of Dracula and look at how pretty they all are. Also, make sure to check out Dracula. This is Bram Stoker's birthday month. Why do I do this? Alright, thank you guys for hanging out with us today, and we will see you next time.
Happy vampire.
Bye guys! Happy vampire. Right, the cheek! Bye guys.